Hi, it's Rita from the RTR Studio. Today we're going to paint October's birth month flower, Cosmos. So I'm using a pencil. I'm going to sketch the flowers out very lightly, just so that I know the placement of the flowers and where I want the leaves to go and where I want the petals to go, just so that everything is marked out properly on my paper. I'm using a kneaded eraser. I'm just going to erase some of the lines because we don't want them showing. I'm using a Princeton 1/2-inch Aqua Elite brush, a watercolor paper, and I'm going to paint the first flower, which is pointing towards the left, and it's a side view. So I'm just placing down these petal shapes with the side and belly of my brush all the way around and making them thinner as they come lower down and the flower is showing the flat shape. Make sure your petals are all joining in the center point because you want them all to flow right down to the bottom where the sepal will be, and just add a bit of a dark hue here and there so that the petals look a bit defined and separated. You can even drop some dark bits in as well as you refine your shapes and everything. So I'm just going to go around just painting all the petals in here, and then just add a bit more. So just make sure, again, as I said, just in the center, make sure your petals are all joining in that center point. And I'm just going to add some darker bits now, just taking a darker hue of the same color just to separate them. Don't worry about this too much at this stage because we will be doing some more work on this and just adding some bits towards the end, some layering and glazing and on the petals, so don't worry too much about adding too much color. So I'm going to paint the other flowers now. I've just painted a little circle, so I've got a little guide, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to paint all the flowers now. I'm going to leave you to this and I will come back in a little while. I'm going to add 2 buds on either side. I like to work in odd numbers when I'm doing my compositions because I think they look aesthetically nicer. So I'm going to add 2 petals here on either side, and then I'm going to take my size 4 Princeton Velvet Touch brush, and I'm going to use Sap Green and bring down all the stems to the bottom. Just make them wiggly and a bit thicker on the top and just bring them down. So I'll carry on doing that and I'll be back. I've added all the leaves. I'm just adding the sepals to the bottom of those buds and tiny leaves going around. The little leaves that I've placed, I've just used the tip of my brush, pressed down on the belly and then brought it up to a tip. And I've just placed the leaves wherever I felt that they look good on my composition. So you don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing, but just put them where you think they look good. So I'm just going to finish up doing the sepals and then I'll be back. So now I'm going to go back in. I'm using a light shade of yellow ochre, just doing the stamen of the flower, just dotting them in slightly. And I'm going to use a bit of yellow ochre and a bit of yellow on the stamen. And then I'm going to add some details to all the flowers and the petals. I'm just using a very light hue of the same color and just making these little lines and dashes and seeing where the petals are curving. Make sure you curve your lines as you bring the petal to the point at the bottom. And I'm just going to go around and do this to all the flowers and I'll be back. go back in with some burnt umber, and I'm just adding it at the bottom of the flower and some dots on the top and on the one that's facing towards the right as well, just placing some dots at the bottom just to show the perspective of the flower and giving the flower some depth, and just placing some random ones around the center. And then I'm going to just refine some of the petals up again, just go around to see where it needs a darker hue. I'm going to do some glazing which is just using a light shade of the same color and just going over some of the petals where I feel they're a bit lighter. And then I'm going to add a bit of a darker hue of the same color just towards the center, going out to the petals where it's usually the darkest and the shadows there. So just going to go around and do that around all the flowers. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial and you painted with me. Please do like, share and subscribe if you liked it, because this really helps me to grow my channel and bring more free content. You can follow me on my socials to see updates in my studio and what's going on, when my watercolor workshops are coming. And yeah, I just want to say a big thank you for watching, and I will see you back soon.